Today we'll be reviewing the Iron Rock Off-Road Hybrid Over-the-Knuckle Steering System for the XJ Cherokees. Here's a breakdown of the components. I have for reference a Rusty's offset steering system. Now, these two systems are at a bit more affordable price point than some of the other options out there, and you kind of see some of the differences here straight away. The tie rod on the Iron Rock setup is a slightly lower diameter than what I had with the Rusty setup, but the drag link is the same 1.5 inch DOM, just with significantly larger and more robust tie rod ends, as evidenced here. Also running the 1.5 inch diameter steering stabilizer bracket from Iron Rock. I just thought that looked super slick, so I couldn't help myself and make that front end look a little more, luxurious. Not that there's much luxurious about a Cherokee. Initial thoughts, assembly on the drag link was a little touchy. With the double adjuster here, there was some overspray on the threads, and I had a little bit of difficulty getting those threads started, but a little bit of cleanup on those threads and a little patience. As with any of these steering assemblies, you've got generally somewhat fine threads and not a whole lot of room for error, but after everything was all said and done, it went together quite nicely. The overall quality of the components is great. The Rusty setup was pretty beefy as well. My main reason for switching, the handling was all right, the performance was there, but I could not keep a boot in my upper tie rod end at the pitman arm. It was just blowing boots out left and right, and I really couldn't figure out any viable solution. Tried a more aggressive drop. Now, these steering setups are both for, they can be used for various setups. For me, this was sufficient, as I just have a 4-inch lift and 33s, nothing super extreme, but wanted to review and move on to installation. And here's what we look like installed. Overall, pretty straightforward. Quite happy with the results. Initial impressions are it's responsive, does work quite nicely. If you do have a skid plate like I do, it will require some clearancing most likely due to the chunkiness of that drag link. But overall, no real surprises. Adjustments were reasonable and straightforward, and the feel is quite good. Rather satisfied, and I think this is going to perform very well on and off-road. In closing, pretty straightforward assembly. Good detailed instructions, as I've come to expect from Iron Rock. I'm in no way affiliated. I'm just a fan, and I've had good luck with their products. Look forward to running this a little harder, but going down the road, no issues so far. Tight maneuvering over bumps, no real concerns whatsoever. I'm gonna need to get my skid plate clearance probably just a little bit more, but other than that, I think we got a really strong performer here. I intend to update with longevity, but looking at these components, as long as you keep the heims clean, I can't see any point of failure. Everything just fit together nicely, nice and tight. No real sloppiness or vagueness, beyond what you would expect from a solid axle vehicle. But I think it's just another W for Iron Rock Off-Road. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please comment below.